Trent, welcome. Okay, good. Marcus, was just in and out. All right, still looking for this morning's top picks. BRSH, not so much. Foxo, a little bit. It's getting there. Foxo. Only problem is it's not really looking good. So, no. Buy that one. NVIDIA with only 5% RVOL. Okay, now it's 10% RVOL. But that's really not that much. So NVIDIA is poised to fail today, most likely. That's about it. Xenog. What the fuck is that? Let's see. No. Wow. So we really just have NVIDIA. And I'll take another look at BRSH to see if anything good is potentially going to come with it. You wouldn't want in even if you could get in. The other short list here shows Groupon. Barely trading a volume. Groupon up, but with barely any volume. Peers. Taisha Gene Therapies. That's interesting. So what's the volume on? 1/3 RVOL. Finally getting over important pivots this morning. This one is interesting. TSHA. Something could happen there. I don't love it, but it's barely scraping the qualification list here. Fine. Up 7%. Yeah, no thanks. Foxo. GMBL up 17%, and that one is on 100% RVOL. So this is a good qualifier potentially. Let's see. No. How can that be up 17%? Okay, no. No. SXTC. That's up quite a bit. It says 6.5 million volume. Maybe that's incorrect. Volume 2.3 mil. Definitely getting okay. Maybe the volume's happening right now. This move might be happening right now, guys. SXTC. You might want to get on that. I don't even see the news posted yet, but it's gone from 18 cents to almost 23 cents. Guys, there was something that happened this morning earlier, around 3 hours ago. And it does seem to be happening in excess. Okay, and it is around 100% R vol. So, all right, so we have a second qualifier, and that seems to be the hottest one this morning, SXTC. S-Ecstasy. S-Ecstasy. Sextasy? China SXT Pharmaceuticals. S-Ecstasy. It reminds me of an ad in Japan they had for Hoover Vacuum. It was on a billboard because they didn't understand the connotation in English. It said, "Nobody sucks like Hoover." Classic marketing failure. Good morning, Camille. Morning, guys. Arvin, welcome. So far, that looks like every pick. I will go over to the Market Chameleon really quick. Double check there. Most stack up. GMBL, EBET, Mullen down 4% now. WNW down 3% now. SXTC, there we go. BRSH, we got it. Soxel, that's just the semiconductor index. NVIDIA, yeah, we already know. Tisha, we're already on it. There. Oh, what's this one? Vine, we already looked at it, no good. No bueno. Piers, we already got it, looked at it. BRSH, Groupon, GES, I believe that's GS, GES. Oh, guess. Oh, okay, I didn't really guess. On earnings, this one looks interesting, but it's only 145,000 volume. Average volume is 1 million. All right, so it's actually doing more relative volume than NVIDIA. So, believe it or not, Guess is actually, I'm just saying Guess is hotter than NVIDIA this morning, and relatively speaking. And, but both of them suck. All right, but put Guess up here as well. Guess is hotter than NVIDIA. All right, SXTC. NVIDIA, Guess. I'd say this is an interesting sign, by the way, that there are few opportunities this morning. I think like the pool is drying up. So, that's a sign in and of itself. Oft not talked about signal. Everybody talks about indicators, market internals, at most market, etc. Bases, breakouts, but not a lot of people recognize number of setups as a signal. And that definitely goes right towards your own signaling because it's your setups, actually. All right, going live on TikTok now. Well, we're live everywhere. Talk to the mix. So Guess Genes, NVIDIA, Taisha Gene Therapeutics, and China SXT Pharmaceuticals. NVIDIA, GES, Tisha, SXTC. These are the things we're watching this morning. And it seems like somewhat of a lackluster day today as far as signals go. Interesting to me. What else is everybody in? Anybody getting in anything this week or even Friday that I signaled and they're still in today and they'd like me to take a look at it? Let me know. You know, things we looked at, things we've signaled. And I'll take a little morning health check on that. And then somewhere about 10 minutes before the open or 5 minutes before the open, we'll do a market check. All right, cool. You got shop calls yesterday, still holding half. I pretty much do everything I could to dump them all today, dump the rest today. You know, but obviously offensively and defensively. So just sort of, if the day turns super green, you know, dump a lot of them, take the profits at certain points. If the day starts to turn red, get out. But even the day could turn red and then turn green. So, you know, you're going to have to be okay with kind of like where you're at right now. But yeah, it is up in pre, so that's good. Downward trend line breakout. Yeah. Although, okay, we had a better signal than that, than the downward trend line breakout. There is another one that I've drone. That I've drone. Yeah. But that trend line that I just drew, that you drew, is the 10 moving average. You don't need to draw it. A lot of trend lines are a particular moving average. But they can be easier to see with the trend line. So definitely do not want to take away trend line trading from you, that's for sure. Trend line trading is a great way to trade. But you're measuring the same thing, momentum change. Positive or the negative. All right, so looks like I got most of you here. Let's talk about the market for a sec. We are poised to open much higher this morning, mainly because NVIDIA has lifted the whole market. And but unfortunately, NVIDIA is only up where it's at on 5% relative volume, which is extremely low. Or it's close to 10% relative volume. It's extremely low. So the ability to follow through this morning with NVIDIA, it's not happening in pre-market. So we'll have to see in the first, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes of the market for NVIDIA. If you believe in it, you can grab the 1 minute breakout, the 1 minute opening range breakout, and pile on, and then take it from there, especially if you were in it up to this point and sold yesterday, as you should have before earnings, and now you'd like to get back in. Well, there's your chance. That'd be the 1 minute opening range breakout or pre-market high level to breakout. I'm talking about NVIDIA. But to continue talking about the market, I mean, the whole market's going to rest on how NVIDIA performs today, and I don't think it's really going to perform well. But happy to be wrong. And when you're wrong, the market loves to humble people. It sure does. So, it really could go either way. We could have an all-day ridiculously green, another green day, And to me, that would be really ridiculous because we're already 5 days extended off of base at this point. And at some point, whatever high we reach today is probably going to be the high of this rally because we're getting really extended. Anything from this point upward is not investable. In fact, I'd almost say it's not tradable. It's just last FOMO coming in. We will pull back. I can guarantee you that. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow. We could even break out of the all-time highs here, or the most recent highs. But we will pull back, and we will come back in, and we will probably test near the bottom of the space at some point here. So it's not investable right here. And so for that reason, I think this is the weekend of the rally now. The week, W-E-A-K, the week end of the rally. So if you get any entry signals today, I'd take them with a huge grain of salt. I'd probably go with only catalyst day level high tight flags at most. All right, well, so be on your toes. The market is extended or on day 5 of a rally that is super long in the tooth. And we're only up here because of a very weak move by NVIDIA. It's weak because it's unsupported by volume. The percent change is strong, but the volume is lying. The volume tells us it's a lie. Volume tells us it's a lie. Remember, volume is your lie detector. So whenever volume is low, whatever's happening is a lie. Whenever volume is high, whatever's happening is the truth. And right now we're at a super low volume. So, this move is a lie, is what the volume is telling us. So we'll see how that plays out, though, because anything can happen, and anything can happen on the market. A pattern. There's always a first time for everything as well. So on your toes. That's part of being a trader. In fact, winning trader is not right the majority of the time. So that might be something that might surprise some of you newbies, is winning traders are not right the majority of the time. So whatever I say comes with a whole history of excellent trading, not with a grain of salt, but with a whole history of excellent trading. In other words, in order for me to convert being wrong into being profitable, you must be a better trader than you are a predictor. But the probabilities and the reward to risks for what you do look at as being forecastable are worthwhile to go after as a trader. When they don't work out, you have to be faster. You have to be quicker to be wrong. Be quick to drop your baggage and your ego and check your ego much quicker than anyone else. I mean, the faster you can do that, the less money you lose, and in the end, the more money you make as an offset. So, anywho, back to our opportunities this morning. We've got Guess Jeans, which is up 17% on about 15% RVOL. And we've got NVIDIA, which is up 8% on about 10% RVOL. So Guess Jeans is actually much better metric-wise than NVIDIA. We have Tisha, which looks to be holding VWAP at every juncture. Tisha looks very good, TSHA. And we've got EXTC, which is, it's got the RVOL. It's almost 100% RVOL. It's got some opportunity to do well this morning, but we'll see. It's had some pretty sketchy action. So that's the morning market update. We've got 2.5 minutes until the market opens, so we're set and ready to go. We are in Google, SoFi, MOD, SG, and SLG from yesterday, and all of those positions should be approached extremely defensively because of how extended we are. Those positions are fresh, so they should be taken very defensively because of how extended we are on this rally. This rally is coming to an end. It's not the beginning, and it's definitely in the middle somewhere. But when will it end? That's really the only question now. The nice thing was on Friday, we got in on day one, max exposure, and some of you may still be in some of those positions. Those were things like Carnival Cruise Lines, Uber, ACHR. Then yesterday, RJ got into ANF, and there's some other things that we've been in for the last couple of days. But now, you're nearing the point in which you want to be nearly all out, getting close. It's a profit-taking day, but it's also a defensive day. It's both. It's a de-risking kind of day. Whether you're up or whether it comes down, you want out. It's time, it's time to reap the harvest. Don't keep the food in the oven so long that it burns. There's going to be a certain point in which it's ready, and that's probably today. So might you be able to get that extra perfect golden brown crisp on those cookies by leaving them in till tomorrow? Maybe on a very rare occasion, but you're probably best off taking them out now. Nice and squishy and yummy. Yes, that is right, Jeff. What is that number next to your name? I think it says 23. Is that because you've been a subscriber or something for 23 days? Or maybe you gave 23 diamonds in here? That's interesting. I still don't know what that means, but that's cool. Thank you very much, Jeff, for all that you've done to get that number. All right, market is open. So NVIDIA is selling off right at the open. Tisha is an entry. There's an entry on Tisha, TSHA. Looks like it might even be halting. No, okay. Tisha is an entry. It's breaking pre-market high at 270. You'd put your stop at, 240. Oh, huge pullback if you did get into Tisha right there. Huge pullback and halting. That'd be failure. Total engine failure. Watch out on Tisha, TSHA. And then you would have wanted to probably risk to about 240, even 230 anyway. So you'd only be down about 20% of an R on that. So 0.2 R, 0.2%. So that if you have to get out now on Tisha. By the way, there we go on NVIDIA, like I was talking about. Like a hell of a bleed out on NVIDIA, pulling the whole market back. And a quick look at my Google. So that probably converts NVIDIA into a 5-minute mega dip buy, potentially, if the market can concur, but I don't think it is. I think that's the end. This is the end of the rally, guys. Welcome to the end of the rally. That's it. This is the highest it gets. Okay, I'm going to take out all my Google here. Got some profit. I'll just bank it. I'm not going to wait for the market. Guess pulling back and fading out and bleeding out. NVIDIA bleeding out. STC not happening. Tisha not happening. The market bleeding out. This is exactly what I'm saying, you guys. You have to be very defensive. See, we're getting an island top reversal now. One of the worst signs there is. And once we touch yesterday's high and then yesterday's low, that's a full-on signal, a bleed-out signal for the next several days. And thank the weakness on NVIDIA as that signal. I mean, you could easily have known that. 5% RVOL on a stock that's up huge it's not supported. This is an uninvestable part of the market right here at this extension. All right, I'm cutting the rest of everything I've got. SoFi, Mod, cutting that. SG, cutting. SLG still up. I'll leave it there, but that's it. I'm out of almost everything. I'm basically 90% out of what I was in, and I was only in about 15%. I was only about 15% exposed. Okay, now we'll just potentially wait for a 5-minute dip by entry, maybe on NVIDIA. Maybe, but we'll use the 5-minute signal for that. 5-minute candle signal. So we'll just let that bleed and bleed and bleed and bleed until we get the full turnaround entry signal on it. And even that might work out. That might not work out. But that's it. That's the end of the rally. And there really wasn't any good shorts this morning. Otherwise, I would have said, get in this, and get in that for short. Because then the market moving the other way would be great. You do not want to short anything bullish, even when they pull back like this. Never short bullish trades. Never ever take tops and short them on a bullish instrument. There's absolutely fucking no reason why you need to do that. You could just short something bearish and you would be 3 times more likely to be correct. Yeah, we were watching BRSH. Is it actually following through? Let's see. Yeah, BRSH actually is falling through. It broke 330 and it hit 420. So there is a potential day trade on BRSH, but that's about it. BRSH regular volume is 3.5 mil. It's done 10 mil, so we're at about 300% RVol on BRSH. SXTC is trying, yes. What's the RVol on SXTC right now? On any of my lists, I don't think it is. There it is. It's about 100% RVol right now. So it's All right, NVIDIA is starting to perk up. Let's take a look at that on the 5-minute candle basis because the first 5-minute candle has gone in. Right, so we'll be looking forward to break like 497, 496.50 in the next 4 minutes. Guess Jeans. Okay, that is definitely one of the stronger ones. There goes Guess. That's an entry on Guess Jeans. Stop at 2080, low of the day. But even take that stop to basically 20. Just figure it to 20 and you'll be super safe. So it's $2 of risk right now. It's at $22. Guess Jeans, GES. As I mentioned, Guess Jeans looks great compared to NVIDIA. And there goes SXTC with a bit of a breakout. I'm doubtful of the follow through, but the stop on that would be about 19 cents, 23 cents roughly. SXTC. I need to create a quick little RVol screener. Like that could be useful in and of itself. There goes XXTC. Day tradable stock that you just want to make quick profits on. It's not something to be staying in. The market just totally bleeding out. It's getting close to yesterday's high, which is a trigger that things are going to hell, that this rally is over. And that's been the typical average length of rallies this entire year, 5 days. I mean, at max. This was the third rally this year to last 5 days off of a signal. And there has not been a rally that's gone further. 5 has been the max. And in the other 2 cases, the 5th day was a red gap open, topping, island reversal, bleed out day, triggering a pullback for the next following days. Hey, statistically, that's what it is, but it could end up being something different. But that's what we know. Back to NVIDIA 5-minute candle basis. We're coming up on the 3rd minute out of the 5 minutes of the second 5-minute period on NVIDIA, and it doesn't look good with the whole market bleeding out as well in the meantime. It's beautiful, says Jeff. Yes, sir. Ever heard of Johnny Bravo? Is that his name? Bravo Swing Trader? No, I haven't. Well, I'll look him up right now. Let's see. Johnny Bravo Trader. Says that's an actor. He's got channel. I'm looking at his YouTube now. I guess the Trade Game on Twitter. Bill Stencil or something. Let me see. This Twitter account is the Diary of a Trader. Tweets are, I am very much against people who have accounts that are not genuine. So like this person has an account that's not their own name. It's Johnny Bravo, and they have no branding reason why to call themselves Johnny Bravo, because Johnny Bravo comes up like 5 times as other people in the industry. And he's a cartoon character at that. He's got 97 followers. And, like, what was that guy? Zach Morris was the name of the other guy who was like a character from Saved by the Bell. And, these people who don't have the inner strength to purport who they truly are, I would not trust them with a fucking, 5 foot, 100,000 feet in front of me. Yeah, fuck him. I don't recommend that. He could be the next genius, but I don't recommend, based on, his track record so far, just can't recommend the dude. I'd recommend against him, as a matter of fact. Doesn't even matter. He's great. All right, moving on. So NVIDIA now, that 5th candle, 5-minute candle, has been put in. And so now we're looking for a break of 496.50 for an entry on the 5-minute candle basis on NVIDIA if we're going to get in. So market itself is still fading. But 495.50, stop at 490, makes it $5 of an entry. So I will put in a stop or entry order there at 495 at 50. I pressed caps lock instead of enter. I mean, this is one of those days, if you're playing chess, your accuracy is way off. All right. Okay, that stop order is in, and I'm like afraid, is it going to fill because I didn't even do it wrong? I did entered the order wrong. No, it's good. All right. So NVIDIA stop entry order is set up to fill if they break 495.50. Oh shit! I think I did do it wrong. It's supposed to be 496.50. Shit. See, this is what I'm talking about. You have to watch your accuracy on days like this. 496.50. Boom. Boom. Okay. There we go. Modified the order just in the nick of time. This is why I like to play a couple of games of chess before I start my trading day. Kind of like, no, how sharp is my mind? Because, you can play chess just based on like, I know what is a great move, right here. It's like in the now, you can play in the now, but, you play a lot better if you think, okay, but if I do that, then they'll do that, and they could do that, and then blah, 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 and you're thinking ahead on top of being accurate. Yeah, that requires that extra espresso cup that morning. Anyway, let's take a quick look at Google. See if that's hanging in there or what. Google with the total fade out there. So I made the right decision at the opening bell to just cut it way up high there. And NVIDIA is indicating that NVIDIA just made a new low. But there's no reason really to even be going after it now. At some point, it may bottom and turn around, and that's going to be the 5-minute candle entry. And it'd be best if that 5-minute candle entry, if it pops over a prior bottoming tail candle, that would be ideal on the 5-minute chart. That could get put in now, for instance, if this candle makes it, all the way back up, maybe 80% of the way back up. Then it would be a bottoming tail candle. All right, I got to put on a Netflix for my little girl. She wants to watch Puff Wonders of the Reef. Documentary here. And Nvidia, yep, slamming low. And the market bleeding out. I mean, this is what I told you guys. All that's happening here is experience. Experience will tell you what's the most probable result if you pay attention in life. That's all I'm giving you guys. Doesn't mean I can't be wrong, but we're very likely to do an island top bleed out reversal type of day, end of the 5-day rally. We start pulling back for a couple days from here. Consolidate, could high tight flag, whatever, but it's over. All right. Okay, I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to give my daughter a snack and get her started on the movie. I'll be right back. And I'm back, and the prophecy continues, huh? Day is bleeding out. 484.90 is the trigger I could currently enter on NVIDIA. But yeah, I'm slowly losing interest in even getting in it. It'll probably go sideways from there and only halfway retrace. It's a bad day for entries. Who's going to get in there? Traders, not investors, not buy and holds. Traders. You don't get in on extensions. That's how you know you're dumb money. Smart money does not get in on extended moments, except for catalyst, business changing result days. So anyway, let's see. Cancel, replace order. Getting near the end of this candle. Okay, so I'm going to change that to 488.40. 488.40 would be the entry on NVIDIA. But even then, I'm definitely probably just going to trade it for a blip. The most important thing is my portfolio's value is just rock solid right now. All morning, I haven't given anything back on this bleed out. Why? Because I recognized we're extended. It's time to get out. Just leave the profit there. You don't need to be at risk during high risk moments. You can be at risk during low risk moments. But you don't want to be at risk during and by high risk moments, I mean highly probable, high probability. Yeah. Yeah, GES is grinding up very beautifully all day now. And that's a blue sky breakout, I believe, on GES. Guess Genes. Who else is in Guess from when I told you that it was a good idea? And that's looking outstanding. And oh man, it is a catalyst day on Guess. 2,000% RVOL catalyst day. This is a change. This is a rebirth moment. This is an IPO on GES, an IPO day. So that's what's going on over on GES. I mean, it's not an IPO day, but that's how we think of these days. Guess I'll get some. I'm late, but better late than never on something like that. Just let it gestate all day. We'll see. Well, RJ got in, yeah. How much you up, RJ? About 10% now? No, not even that much, probably. 6% maybe? That's just a guesstimate. I didn't do any measurements. Just under 6%. I was like, it's got to be over 5%, maybe 6%. Okay, good. That's a pretty damn good guesstimator. Plus, I don't know exactly what price you got in at, so that's pretty good. I gotta pat myself on the back sometimes here. It takes a long time to get to this point in life where you're more, let's see, right than fucking up. Most of you are at that point where you're more fucking up than right. And you know what I mean. And it just takes a long time. And when you finally get there, you don't pat yourself on the back because you're so cocky. It's because you're really consoling the old fuck up that you used to be. Like, it's all right, buddy. It was worth it. You came out. The persistence paid off. That's really where that's at. So I haven't lost a cent today from where my portfolio got to before the market opened. And I'm grinding up slightly even from here. Yeah, I've got the SLG also. I cut everything else, RJ. I don't know if you knew that, but live I cut A ton of others. Everything else I was in. Right at the market open, based on NVIDIA's reaction. I mean, you don't have it so clear. You don't always have such a clear idea of what to do and why every moment of every day when trading, but some days you do. Today's just one of them, and you just got to be able to put things together like that. And that's why the more you know, the better you can do, is because if today I knew to do that because of X, Y, Z, well, tomorrow I might know to do that because of something else that's totally different. It might not be because of one particular stock. It might be because of econ data. It might be because of where we are in the rally. It might be because of what happens today is a doji or something. You just got to be able to put it all together. That's what makes a good trader. Not being able to do a strategy. That's not what makes you a good trader. What makes you a good trader is being able to put together tons of information into the best decisions that can be made in that moment, even to lose money, to lose the least amount of money possible, is a good decision. What I was going to check really quick was NVIDIA. Yeah, I want to look at the 5-minute candleage going on over there. Yeah, I wouldn't trust it still until it breaks 488.40. But you could get a signal here at 486. Could. I want a little more confirmation. 488.40 for me. 480.60, 488.40. That's about $8 of risk. Actually, so that I need to reduce my position size. Oh, way up there. Trading behind. Of course. 54 shares. See, I got to modify my NVIDIA order for the new risks. Looks like that's not even happening. 54, did I say? We're at 488.60.40. That could change to 486 something in a minute here, but for now, let me modify that order. Shares. We are in the only first minute of the 5-minute candle that's going in right now. You cut those with me. You were live? I mean, you were in here, or you just knew what to do? Because I think you got in late, no? Oh, maybe you cut those with me. Maybe you were here. Well, that's good. Either way, whether we do it together or whether you know to do it yourself. Would you have done it yourself? I don't know. Because I was putting together a lot. I mean, if you were on your own this morning, would you have known that the whole market's riding on NVIDIA? It's kind of one of those days. The whole market's up. Why? Because NVIDIA was up. So if NVIDIA doesn't do well at the open, the whole market's going down. I mean, that's just, some days, some things are that cut and dry. And some days they're not. Today, there was just nothing else moving in anything. And you may not have cut as fast as you did. Yeah, I cut just damn near instantaneously. The interesting thing about GGLL is it reacted slowly to Google. So that was kind of a nice byproduct of trading the leveraged ETF. Yeah, GES just keeps going. That's Guess Jeans. It'd be interesting to try and do a study, or even maybe create an indicator that could do a statistical analysis of a particular stock's history. But it'd be interesting to do a study of how far on average does a stock go when it's gone X far in the first 30 minutes of the market, and it's on such and such RVOL. That'd be a two-dimensional plot. And because there should be some foldback and midday sort of, retesting, et cetera. But then where does it end up, depending on the RVOL, and then it could just match that all in. A trader that was basically one of the best traders that ever traded was Jim Simons. And he was like CIA, Secret Service, something like that during his days, long time ago. He was kind of a what was the guy that created the Enigma machine? He was kind of like one of those. Does anybody help me with the name of that guy? What the fuck? What was his name? One of those just incredible geniuses, or like Kurzweil. It's like super ahead of his days. Who created the Enigma machine? What was the name of that brilliant dude? Enigma machine. Do they even attribute it to the right guy? I hope so. Wikipedia. German military, blah, blah. No. I mean, cracking the Enigma machine. Whatever that was called. The guy that cracking the Enigma machine. That's the name I'm trying to find. Alan Turing, right? Turing, the guy that created the Turing test. Alan Turing. So, anyway, Jim Simons was kind of like an Alan Turing or a Ray Kurzweil. Just not necessarily, well, I mean, these guys are smart guys, super smart guys, but super innovative at the same time, like doing practical application of their genius, right? Versus, say, Einstein or whatever. They're just theoretical, mathematicians or physicists and stuff, which we all need. But the interesting people were like Kurzweil, who are actually creating practical uses for their genius, their interesting ideas, or Elon Musk, Alan Turing, and all these guys. So Jim Simons was one of these guys who went into the CIA or Secret Service or something, but then got out and started trading the markets, and then got into trading markets and started his own hedge fund, and became, on average, he would averaged 86% per year. On average, 86% per year. And he didn't reveal until only recently how he did it. He would not tell anyone, even though he retired like 10 years ago. It was only a year ago or a couple of years ago that he revealed how he did it. And it was that he correlated each day with historical days that had the same things happening. Well, but the interesting thing is, he took into account every fucking thing. I mean, that's what his genius was in that. And by what I mean everything, I'm talking about where the stars were, not just the weather, or crop conditions, or what, where is some stock, in relation to its year-to-date high. Every statistic you could possibly put together. Right? Everything, the planet alignments, solar flares, population growth, decline, presidents, global conditions, tides, everything. He put together absolutely every statistical piece of information that you could put together. And then he would find, based on that, how close is today like a previous day in history. And after that, what happened on the market like the next day. It was that complicated or simple, if you want to think of it either way. And then he was right so often and got an 86% return on average for his clients. And you had to have, massive amounts of money just to even be considered to be to join into his fund. Like, I think you had to have at least $10 million. If you didn't have $10 million to give him, I think it was much higher than that later. $100 million. I remember that towards the end. You had to have a minimum of $100 million to invest. Otherwise, you don't get let in. And anyway, so what I'm saying is it'd be interesting to see, like on a statistical analysis, is when a stock has moved, such and such distance on such and such RVOL, on whether it's a positive market day or negative market day, as much as you could put together on a particular move, how much more will it move by the end of the day? That's a very interesting thing, because I do find that these stocks that just grind up all day, they do have a sort of testing period in the middle of the day. You can't just project it linearly. You can't just go from here to here, and then so therefore the end of the day it's going to be here. That's not going to work. Kind of dependent on how that how that stock has moved in the past, and how other stocks behave under those certain similar conditions. That must have been an NVIDIA entry. Okay. All right. We just got an NVIDIA entry. And in fact, the entry would have been at 480.60, but that's okay. I'm in here at full risk to the low of 480.60. So we're now in the market. We're now in the NVIDIA trade. Okay. We'll see where it goes from here. And then looking at the market, yeah, the market is looking like it's folding up at the bottom right now. It's creating some folds, some zigzags and folds. Imagine that algorithm. Oh, I know. It's definitely a matrix. It's statistics. It's a matrix times a matrix. It's matrix math. It's some of the highest math you could do. Statistics on matrices, which would be huge matrices. Probably maybe 500 by 500, or even 1,000 by 1,000, maybe even more. And then those multiplied and mathed by each other. Insane. Do I think NVIDIA is topping out in the macro? Do I think NVIDIA is topping out in the macro? Okay, you're using the word macro in a different way than macro is used in investing, but that's okay. I get what you mean. So do I think it's topping out in the macro? I mean, yeah. It made a new high today that probably won't hold. That would be topping out in the macro. Long term, no. No, NVIDIA is just getting started. It'll be probably 1,500 at the end of next year. It's just getting started. Like NVIDIA is participating in the technology that is the highest growth technology forward-looking 10 years. It was like computers in 1980. You can now invest in AI-based stuff. That's the next huge run for the next 10 or 20 years. I mean, we're not rolling backward. I mean, it's only improving. We're only improving AI from here, and it's already impressive. So you'd have to be a pineapple not to invest somehow in AI right now. And NVIDIA's hugely exposed to AI as a technology. I think maybe he laughed at the pineapple comment. All right, I got to go make my daughter some toast. The market is the market and does as it does. I'd be watching the 5-minute lows here and be tracking the lows. If for those of you who are in our group know what that means, I'll be tracking the 5-minute lows on NVIDIA entry here. 5-minute lows. That should be your exit if we break 5-minute lows. Yeah, man, we did. Yeah, man, you got in before me, but good job. We did grab what we could. BRSH also kind of semi holding some strength, just as much as anything, I guess. But yeah, GES and NVIDIA bottom here. Oops, what did I just click? I need to go back to the 1 minute on something that I just accidentally clicked that on. Okay, everybody, have a good one. See you back in the group. All right. Keep each other posted, please. We all appreciate it. More communication, better communication.